If you grew up in the 2010s, you probably remember a lot of things. Playing games like Halo Reach, Mario Galaxy 2, or this little indie game, I don't know, called Minecraft, a game that needs no introduction. The best-selling video game of all time. A game where, as the trailer puts it,
this adventure, it's up to you.
But things like creepy cave noises while mining, or things like the low render distance and fog that plagued the early versions of Minecraft, which are now lost. I'm sure a lot of you remember these really poorly made urban legends like Entity 303, Diamond Steve, obscure ones like Casey's Cave, or whatever the fuck this is.
No. Don't come any closer. Stay away.
You're so nervous. Steve, you're so cute when you're scared.
But the one I remember, the story of Herobrine, Notch's dead brother. He never had a dead brother. Classic signs of Herobrine's appearance would be a 2x2 tunnel, pyramids made of sand or dirt, and trees without any of the leaves. Around the early 2010s, Herobrine sightings would be a popular source of content on YouTube, involving people claiming to have spotted Herobrine, which brings me to a channel that's caught my attention in the past few months. Old Minecraft Reuploads is a channel which uploads old Minecraft videos. Now, just looking at the channel, these videos seem normal, just old footage of beta Minecraft. Or is that what the channel wants you to believe? Starting out with the first video, Minecraft base tour, the description says, "A base that I've built when I first started playing. Looking back, it's pretty bad. There weren't even beds yet, so I had to use wool." This video starts out like any other Minecraft alpha/beta footage, while Mice on Venus plays in the background. Stuff like the beds being made out of wool and the non-existent hunger bar just really took me back. Gold Mario walks around showing the audience his base, then proceeds to go underground and finds a hole in his mineshaft on the side of the mountain. His screen then cuts to black, showing him being on half a heart. The video then cuts back to him walking down the tunnel, then finding another tunnel while running on block sounds can be heard as the video ends. Did you see it? Steve's legs. The next video, TNT Pwner, the description states, "The TNT Pwner gets revenge on the monsters of the night. Looks like I fixed the resolution from the last video. This was also my first time using Windows Movie Maker, so it looks as well as you would expect. It's kind of embarrassing." On the surface, this video isn't so interesting, considering it's just Gold Mario killing mobs in a crater with TNT dropping on them, while Breaking Benjamin Blow Me Away plays in the background. And with the touch of those old Windows Movie Maker transitions adding to the nostalgia of the series is just the cherry on top. The only thing in this video that is somewhat of note, brought up by Sagan Hawks in his video, is about how some of the text could be interpreted as the entity hunting Gold Mario and Anthony down. We'll get to Anthony later. But really, I think this is just to show the characters of Anthony and Gold Mario, what they do outside of pretty much being hunted by this thing. The really cool cave generation video, the description states, "Really cool and weird cave generation I found in Minecraft. At face value, this video is another basic mining video. Until you look closer, or turn the brightness up, you can see a figure in the fog. Something I like to point out is the music kinda distorts. When Gold Mario turns towards the figure, the video then continues with more cave exploration until the music abruptly cuts out, and Gold Mario walks into a dark area and places a torch, and starts nervously looking around as blocks being placed can be heard in the background. And then this unused breath sound effect, a sound which is in the game files, is heard as Gold Mario logs off in a fear-stricken panic, going back to the title screen." Moving on to the next video, Minecraft Secret Tutorial level world, the description reads as, "Thanks to Legend of Anthony 721 for helping me getting this working. Not sure." Gold Mario starts playing the tutorial level, a feature that was never implemented in the original version of Alpha Minecraft, but it was in the console release of Minecraft, a trend that continued up until the last version of console Minecraft. It was originally just a grayed out button you couldn't press. The video itself is nothing really special. It's just Gold Mario walking around the console's tutorial world, but on the Java version of the game. Things to note in the version he's playing on, a lot of the things from that world are missing, like beds in the houses, redstone in general not being here as in the original tutorial world, as well as the Minecraft sign being different. This is the most normal video from the series, nothing in the background, no audio distortions. The only thing is the fog, which usually shows up when the figure is around, but if anything, this just looks like low render distance instead of fog. But while this video is the most normal, it adds to a trend these videos seem to follow. Unreleased features being a big part in these videos, which might add to what Gold Mario meant by work in progress at the beginning of the video. While not being directly stated, the Minecraft soundtrack being an example in Minecraft Base Tour, and different colored sheep in this video being just a few of many examples. But for motivations as to why, we'll have to look at the next video. Other is different from the other videos because it actually contains a conversation between Gold Mario and Anthony, with the description reading, "Random footage I had lying around of me and a friend chatting in a server. A bit corrupted as you can tell from the quality." The video starts out with Gold Mario engaging with Anthony first.
"I hope you've been doing better.
I haven't gotten better at all honesty. I still feel like total shit.
I hope things do get better.
I still don't know if it's really that bad, but I'm starting to get worried.
I would."
This video itself is to give both characters a reason for the entity stalking them, and in Other 2, it seems more clear. Before the series went on indefinite hiatus, I assumed the character's motives for feeling bad was supposed to be explained, but now we're left to speculate. Anthony did something to warrant feeling bad. My mind went to wronging someone in some way. Gold Mario's acknowledgement just adds to that by suggesting something Anthony should do. Whatever Gold Mario ended up suggesting might have to relate to the unreleased features of Minecraft that we see in later videos, considering this is one of the earliest videos in the timeline so far. But to see the consequences of Anthony's actions, we have to look at the next video. Sent to me by Anthony. He wanted me to upload it for him since he had trouble uploading it. The video starts out with Anthony building while listening to music. He spots a cave. With his interest peaked, he makes his way over to the cave before entering it. He pauses his game and leaving for a brief moment. Fog starts to creep up on him while a figure starts approaching Anthony as blocks can be heard. He then returns to explore the cave. As he approaches the opening of the cave, a weird glitch causes the video to go black for a few seconds and returns to Anthony looking at his inventory. His player model is missing. He then goes deeper into the cave while fighting mobs as he approaches a perfectly symmetrical tunnel full of more mobs. He nears end of the cave while finding a 4x4 hole going down. As you can hear something approaching him from behind, he is then knocked in. Confused by this and in a panic, he builds his way back up and sealing the cave off and hiding in the corner of its base as the video ends. For Anthony is a continuation of the last video and is in Gold Mario's perspective this time, with the description reading 2 simple words: delete it. The video begins with Gold Mario opening up the world from the last video. It loads during nightfall. This means Anthony was hid up in the corner, not moving up until then. Gold Mario then starts investigating, returning to the same cave Anthony was exploring in the previous video. Then Gold Mario attempts to make the render distance bigger, but it stays on tiny for some reason. He then ventures into the cave and then stumbles upon the same tunnel Anthony went in. It seems like smaller holes and tunnels appeared. Mario continues to go deeper after encountering a couple creepers. He then stumbles upon an even bigger chasm. Kind of freaked out, he then hears a cave noise at a coincidence, and if not scared before, now terrified, logging off the world now. These videos are obviously tied to one another since they're filmed a couple days apart. At this point in time, it looks like the entity is getting more and more violent, the way it pushed Anthony in the chasm instead of just stalking him. Also, it appears that this is the way the entity made it on Gold Mario's computer, by transferring the world file. A small thing to note is how the characters move with the mouse movement. It all adds a more believable atmosphere to everything, and it's just a cool attention to detail. Other 2 is the earliest video on the timeline, but it's also the most corrupted. It starts with Anthony presumably mining. Everything seems normal, and it cuts to black abruptly as he's teleported somewhere else in a foggy environment surrounded by stone. It also appears the quality has gotten worse as a weird static plays in the background, and Anthony has also lost all his items. Anthony begins to navigate forward, but is trapped by a bunch of fences. As he starts panning down, it appears the figure, with the video then cutting to black, with a string of text then appearing as the video cuts to black. This video possesses a lot of questions, with the location Anthony gets teleported to, it being just stone for the most part, nothing really of note, an endless void, and then a wall of fences blocking further entrance into the location. Could this mean anything? Well, maybe as Wiffles pointed out in his video,
being somewhere off limits, somewhere guarded where he shouldn't be. But if there is symbolism in this giant wall of wooden fences, it's lost on me.
Hence why the entity stopped him there, but more on that later. As for the text, when decoded, it says, "You never really were the nicest person, Anthony. Quit lying to yourself." This cryptic and vague message is the only time the entity ever speaks to anybody in the series, and is by far one of the vaguest things in this series next to TNT pwner. The final video of the series, Minecraft Beta 1.1 Mob Grinder. The video starts out with Gold Mario closing out of his messages, the person he was talking to being Anthony.
What?
Delete the world you sent me.
Why? Did you find something?
I did. Something is really wrong with it. I'll send you the video later I recorded.
He then starts making TNT. A funny little Easter egg is the gunpowder is called sulfur, just like in the original Minecraft. He then starts showing off his new mob grinder, which is an upgrade from the original, which was just a crater in a mountain. He then proceeds to show him luring, then killing mobs in the obsidian hole. He shows this off for around a minute, then the screen cuts to black as Gold Mario hides in a tunnel as everything has been killed, from a /kill command presumably. Gold Mario, being on 1.5 hearts, then hears a cave noise and gets out of the cave while nervously walking back to his house and to his minecart track. While he escapes, he quickly puts the minecarts back in the chest while hiding near his exit. It then gets blocked off as he gets back on the minecart track and the video ends. Every video has the original upload date attached to it, except other two, which is the first video in the timeline and ending with Minecraft Beta 1.1 Mob Grinder. Going back to the unreleased features, after looking at all the videos, a lot of things continue to pile up, like Anthony having skins, unreleased music being added along with sound effects, and even the tutorial world being unreleased, which is probably what Anthony meant in that video by work in progress. The entity started stalking them when Anthony went somewhere he wasn't supposed to go and was somehow able to obtain unreleased Minecraft versions and features. And by association, it was able to spread to Gold Mario's game by Anthony when he started sharing these features like the tutorial world and the skins. In For Anthony, it didn't really start being violent until Gold Mario started to use the unreleased features, as seen by his skin having red on it instead of light blue. Hence why in Minecraft Mob Grinder, it lowers him to half a heart and tries cornering him, which he ended up doing the same to Anthony originally. But in all instances, it never kills them. It's trying to scare them by stalking them in the distance, breaking their torches, and on top of it all, lowering their health, just enough to not kill them. The final videos of both Anthony and Gold Mario leaving them on super low health. By them continuing to use these unreleased features, the more aggressive it becomes. Something I didn't really talk about was what was the entity. Looking back at all the videos, I had two identities that came to mind. The first being Herobrine. The first time the entity is seen in Minecraft Base Tour, its legs can be seen as it runs towards Gold Mario and is seen again in really cool caves in Minecraft from inside the fog, but the skin itself is left vague. Also, the tunnels in Minecraft Castle Construction are synonymous with the Herobrine legend. The second name that came to mind was Null, an urban legend from around this time, which was an all-black figure, which is supported by the figure in Other 2, which is a black skin. It's also seen in really cool caves, but it could also very much be the top of Herobrine's head. But even looking at all this evidence, it's clear that this story is an origin story for Herobrine or Null in a different form. The game itself is not haunted as in the original creepypasta. Instead, the entity has complete control of the game, hence why it can build and run super fast and even fly, and its abilities to use commands, which are not added to the game at this point. The only way it could use these commands is if it also had access to unreleased features or the power of a developer. The entity was either sent by developers of Minecraft out of anger towards Anthony, or it was attached to these files, which is why its main goal is to scare them as a consequence for stealing these files, which is what we see in Other 2, a symbolic look at what happened before these videos were uploaded, which makes sense as to why that being the only video with no original upload date. It's an event that wasn't captured on video. The origin of the entity is still up for speculation as the series ends abruptly. As for Anthony, his guilt could come from stealing these files as pictured in Other 2, and after taking Gold Mario's advice, continued to try and get these files to work, which led to a worse outcome for him. As for Gold Mario, he also partook in these shenanigans with Anthony. It caught him on the entity's radar, which is why he also started to be stalked by it. The phrase, "You weren't always the nicest person, Anthony, quit lying to yourself," could mean Anthony intentionally knew the entity existed, and him not telling Gold Mario, as seen it already tormenting him in Minecraft Base Tour, as Gold Mario also used the unreleased features like skins and accessing the tutorial world. But like any story, inconsistencies lie here. The way these videos tell you which player is playing which is by the item hotbar. You could tell it's Gold Mario if his items are on the right. You could tell it's Anthony if his items are on the left. The only video that breaks this formula is Minecraft 1.1 Mob Grinder. This video has Gold Mario playing the game. Instead, he has his items and tools at the left side of the hotbar, usually a trait attributed to Anthony, and this being the only video that has this type of inconsistency. The telling trait that this is Gold Mario is his skin. Gold Mario has a red Steve skin, and it first appears in For Anthony, and it also appears in Minecraft Beta Mob Grind. I find it strange that this is the one video that has this inconsistency. It could have also very much been a intentional misdirect by the creator. With the series ending so abruptly, I've seen people end their speculation speculations there. But I feel as if instead of it being a dead end, what if this was the intended ending for it? Looking at all the videos, it tells a clear-cut story with a couple of things missing. Like, why does the channel description say videos from 2010 to 2011? There are no videos on the timeline that take place then. And also the vagueness of TNT pwner, and seemingly the series having room for a couple more videos to add to the characters. But since the channel is called Old Minecraft Reuploads, it seems like the entity got what it wanted. Some way, somehow, they stopped messing with these leaked files and either stopped playing the game entirely, or over time stopped playing after realizing the message from the entity, and ceased playing these unreleased versions of Minecraft. And Gold Mario, still having files of the recording, decided to dump them on YouTube as an archive for memories of a time long gone. The story does show us one thing: the forgotten horror of old Minecraft, the sense of fear of the unknown, looking into the fog and hearing cave noises and wondering what that was, playing into the fear that a lot of people had and bringing it back to tell a different origin to an urban legend that scared so many people in their childhood, and bringing it back for us to relive. Maybe one day we'll get to see the end of Gold Mario and Anthony's story, or maybe the story ended the way it was intended to end.